Portal Mario is basically Mario, but with portals. Duh. And it sounds like a cool video to make, but it would be pretty boring and no one would like it. But it has many cool features that I really enjoy, like the DLC packs. Those allow other benefits and other features to be added to the game, like custom levels and stuff like that. They are basically free to play custom levels and add-ons that you can make the game more enjoyable for you. There are modifiers, also called cheats, that allow you to change the game experience. If you enable the huge Mario modifier, he turns huge. There's like other modifiers like Goomba attack that like cause Goombas to fall from the sky, and many others. And you know, they sound fun and all, but like I wonder if you combine DLC packs and the cheats. So if you enable a huge Mario modifier and play the Super Mario Odyssey DLC map, that would create a great challenge. World 1-1 starts off as a simple introduction to the game. It's basically the game's interpretation of Cap Kingdom or the tutorial. You encounter some jumps here and there that might seem tricky, but it's never something that causes you to like break down and have stress over it, or like something that really provides a big challenge. The level's pretty easy and helps you learn what controlling huge Mario feels like. You'll encounter enemies that you will notice that upon contact, you just kill them no matter what. So you're basically invincible in this game. And you learn that when you jump or when you move on platforms, the block beneath you breaks until if Mario's full tile drops, he's able to fall off the floor, which is a pretty neat feature that makes you want to think about what your next move shall be before you do it. World 1-2 starts off pretty easy, being the harder version of Cap Kingdom. You'll notice that the level is designed to be like Cascade Kingdom, aka the second level of Super Mario Odyssey, so it's currently following the chronological order, which would make sense. There are some tricky sections here and there, but there's really nothing that will really cause you to like lose or like to have like very hard problems. You know, the level's pretty easy. Some platforming challenges, it's basically like Cap Kingdom. It's like more decorated and it's cooler and has crazy music. And you do learn some tricks, such as when you collect power moons in this game, not the very great ones, but like different colored ones. They give you 1-ups, which can provide extra lives for later on into the run. World 1-3 is where things start to get tricky. You start to notice some things change in the level, but you know, there's really nothing much. You'll start to notice how powerful you are, ramming into Pokies, every single one. You feel invincible until you reach some munchers. You touch them, you're dead. So munchers apparently are the most invincible thing in the Mario universe, because a giant Mario can die to them in one hit, which is kind of weird. But you know, hopefully you find something that can defend themselves against those munchers. But so far, they're the strongest animal in the food chain. But you know, there's not many platforming challenges in the level, except this one pillar. You know, Mario jumps on it and he dies, because it's where you learn that if you stand on a 1-tile long platform, it instantly breaks and you fall to your death slowly. World 1-4 is Wooded Kingdom and has no real challenge. It's basically just really simple. It's like Cascade Kingdom. It could be even easier, but it does have the banger music playing in the background. This is where you learn in the challenge where it starts to get really easy. A bit too easy for my liking, because so far the only challenge that has really happened was some munchers in Sand Kingdom, or a pillar in Sand Kingdom. But most of it's been pretty easy. Even collecting the optional power moons has been easy. So there has to be something that stops us in this run. And it won't be World 1-5, as World 1-5 brings back more banging music with the Metro Kingdom music, which pops harder than the fireworks on 4th of July. That I don't know why I wrote that. Who wrote this script?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And you know, there aren't many cool things about the level. It does bring out like the real, true Mario platforming style. The city, the landscape, and everything looks great. The textures look great, but we're not here to review textures. I ain't Matt Pat, alright? So what we're trying to do is beat the level as Huge Mario, and yeah, it's really easy. And we get to the end, and there's this Hammer Bro. Yeah, he's just doing some interesting stuff. We'll leave him there. World 1-6, the final stage of the run, which for some reason is Bowser's Kingdom instead of Moon Kingdom. I'm sorry I spoiled it, but like, there's no Moon Kingdom in this game because I already played it like a year ago, playing it regularly. But anyways, it's just basically a vertical level where you have to traverse all the way up in order to beat the level. I mean, it's a pretty easy level. It goes by quickly. It's a nice breeze of a level, and then you go up until you reach this one platforming section after the checkpoint. So you have to traverse through these platforms, and you basically have it starts off as 3 tile spaces, then turns into 2 tile spaces, and then it gets to 1 tile spaces. As we learned prior, 1 tile spaces cause you to instantly fall and die, and this is what was happening again, which was not a good thing for our run. So I tried over and over again. I even used the screen warp mechanic, which for some reason is in the level, that allows you to move from one side of the screen to the other, and nothing seemed to work. I was stumped. I thought that the challenge was going to be impossible. It was over. I really thought it was over until I remembered something. Something so important that could help me finish this run. Something that if I noticed at the beginning, it would have made the run way much easier. Remember when I talked about there being DLC in this game? Something I forgot to mention was that there's DLC where you can have custom characters in the game. Which, you know, sometimes, you know, there's like Shrek in the game. It provides no benefit, but Shrek, you know, hehe. But some DLC gives you special abilities, and rather than just change your appearance. And in this case, what calls to our attention is a Super Mario Odyssey DLC character. Now, it gives you the Super Mario Odyssey movement, giving you more mobility options. You get the dive, the cap throw, you know, the basic moves. And the roll is the one we want to focus on, because the roll is one of the most broken moves that just like cause strange things to happen. You know, with the roll, you can like bonk, you know, do regular Mario Odyssey stuff with rolling. And the rolling sometimes, in some cases, if you're lucky enough, it's not really lucky, it can crash the game, which sometimes it's pretty bad for you, sometimes it's good for you, it depends, but the roll is one of the most broken things that can really break this run, and we're going to use it to our advantage. So, I launched up the game again, and started the run again. Now the run started very similar to the last. I flew through the first few stages with anticipation, hoping I would be able to get somewhere. But, you know, the levels are kind of easy, even easier with Odyssey Mario, because you have 3 hearts. It's not like if you took damage, but like 3 hearts. It makes you feel more happy about things. And, you know, I was so bored at one point, I was just like scrolling through YouTube shorts while just like speedrunning through the levels in the middle of the run. And I was paying so little attention, I ran into those munchers again. But I only took a heart of damage, so they're not at the top of the food chain. Now it's Super Mario Odyssey Mario, so take that munchers. Anyways, I made it up all the way back to the same section I was stuck in last time, but this time I had Odyssey Mario. I tried to go up those steps, and I failed. It was not possible to beat this. And then I was just messing around with the screen warp feature, and then I rolled into the edge, and I upwarped. I don't know what happened, but it allowed me to skip the entire level. And I have a theory. So quick breakdown of what happened. The screen warp feature doesn't work if there are blocks on the other side of the screen where you're trying to go. So basically, if there's like blocks on the left side of the screen and you're trying to warp on the right side, but there's blocks there, it won't allow you. This was true in this scenario. When Odyssey Mario rolls into a wall, he bonks, which I said earlier. But when he bonks, he like goes slightly lower than his current position where he bonked, which would make sense. So then, the game now with that information, when I rolled into the edge, it warped me to the other side, forgetting that there was a wall there, and it's like, oh shoot, there was a wall there. So the Mario Odyssey code, it bonked Mario backward, and since he was lower and he was underneath, he warped back to the right, and he was underneath he was like, basically he bumped into another wall, and now the game doesn't know what to do. So the only thing it can do is warp Mario to the top of the stage, and that's what happened. And I got teleported all the way up to the max limit of the stage, and was sent flying back down into a corner. Now, what is even funnier is like, if you hold down near a pipe, you know, the way Portal Mario like registers these things is like loading zones, and if like you press a certain key while going towards the loading zone, you know, it like still enters you in. So I dove, and since I was already holding down, it like entered me into the loading zone, which took me to the final boss fight. The final boss fight was none other than Bowser, obviously, but it was kind of unamusing, as you can just do a cool jump trick in order to get rid of half of most of the blocks that Bowser needs to jump through, or you could just stand still. That works too. But, you know, Mario crushed most of the blocks, and Bowser ground pounded and died. And yeah, with that, then let's just answer the question. Yes, you can beat Super Portal Mario Odyssey as Huge Mario. This was a great experience. I hope y'all liked it. Make sure to subscribe and do all of that if you enjoyed.